Did you know that 25,000 people die every day because of starvation? My name is Lauren Moon. I have had opportunities to travel to several countries around the world. During those travels, I've been able to serve in third world countries. I've also been able to watch and study different cultures. I have also studied world hunger and global thirst quite a bit. I hope that by the end of this presentation, you will know what world hunger is, what global thirst is, and you'll understand how it affects millions today. I will explain these things to you by sharing definitions and statistics, as well as stories and pictures. So first, what is world hunger? World hunger refers to hunger on a global level. So it's exactly what you think it is. It's people in the world that are hungry. We often use the synonym malnutrition, those that don't have enough food. That is what world hunger is. Did you know that 1 in 9 people do not have enough food to lead a healthy life? So think about 9 people that you know, and imagine one of them probably doesn't have enough food to have a healthy life. Did you also know that poor nutrition causes 45% of deaths in children under the age of 5? So think about that. Children under the age of 5 that die, almost half of them die because of poor nutrition, which is something that we can totally help with. This is Emily. Emily is 16 years old. She spends about 6 to 7 hours at school every day, and then after school, instead of going home, she spends about 5 hours at the library. When asked why she goes to the library, she said she likes reading and she's able to take advantage of the snacks and meals that they provide. Her local library is able to provide those meals for students like Emily. She lives with her 2 younger siblings and her dad. Her dad has 2 jobs, and this is what Emily said about him. My dad is a hard worker, but sometimes that's not enough. This is Emily's house. Her dad is able to pay rent, but is not able to buy food most of the time. Emily is fed at school and at the library. Emily also said, "Food makes me happy because then I have energy." I think food makes me happy because I'm usually eating chocolate cake or something that makes me happy because it tastes good. But Emily has a different perspective on why food makes her happy. She's able to have energy because of the carrot sticks and the applesauce that she's able to eat. This is Emily, and Emily lives in Utah. Now, what is global thirst? You've probably heard world hunger before, but global thirst is a different word. Global thirst refers to people without access to clean water and toilets. Without access to toilets. Did you know that 780 million people do not have access to an improved water source? So what is an improved water source? Improved water sources include like faucets inside your house, or a spring or a well that you're able to get water that's close to your house. Those are improved water sources. So just being able to have access to water. 1 in 10 people don't have that access. This next statistic is very shocking. 35% of people in the world do not have access to approved sanitation facilities. 1 in 3 people don't have access to a toilet. That's what that statistic means. So think about 3 people, maybe yourself and 2 other people. Could you imagine if one of you didn't have access to a toilet? Approved sanitation facilities are bathrooms and restrooms and things like that. So unapproved sanitation facilities, which is what 1 person out of these 3 would be using, would be a pit to go to the bathroom in, or a bucket. or just somewhere outside. 1 in 3 people don't have access to a toilet. Did you know that every 2 minutes, a child dies from a water-related disease? Which means a child drinks water that's not sanitized, they get sick, they get a disease like typhoid, and then they die because of that. That's what a water-related disease is. And every 2 minutes, a child dies because of that. Just to put that into perspective, this presentation has almost been 6 minutes long, which means 3 children have died in the time that we've been talking. This is Lillian. Lillian lives in a small country in Africa. She lives in Rwanda. Lillian used to wake up every morning super early in the morning, her words, super early in the morning, and she would walk for hours so that she could go to a swamp and get buckets of water for her family, and she would walk back. So she would walk about 2 hours. She said sometimes she'd have to stand in line for about an hour to an hour and a half to get the water out of the swamp, and then she would walk back. Because of this, she missed a lot of school. She was not able to go to the morning of school because she was walking with this water. And then she'd bring it back to her family and they'd be able to use it, but it was swamp water, so it's not clean. She said several people in her community got typhoid and died because of the water. And most people suffered with diarrhea because the water was not clean. In 2017, Lillian's community got they installed a tap stand, which is what you can see in this picture. This is a tap stand, basically like a faucet. In 2017, this was installed in their little town in Rwanda. And this one faucet serves 9,000 people. Because of this, Lillian is now able to go to school because she doesn't have to walk hours and hours to get swamp water. Their family is able to have clean water right outside their house. Because of this, Lillian has decided she wants to start a business. She wants to get an education now that that is something that she's able to do. She wants to start a business and get more water for children and parents in Africa. When this was installed, this is what Lillian said. It was like a dream to us. She said she never imagined that this would happen for her community. She thought about it often as she walked to that swamp every day. She never thought this was possible. Lillian also said, now we have water a few meters from our houses. Do you have water a few meters from your house? Or do you have it inside your house? There are several nonprofit organizations that help with world hunger and global thirst. You don't need to write any of these down. In the bottom of this video, there'll be a link that will take you to a document that has all of the names of these nonprofit organizations, their websites, as well as their mission statements. The first one is Action Against Hunger. It's a nonprofit organization that helps sustain parents and children with solutions to hunger. There's also No Kid Hungry, which is specifically in the United States, and it works with, they're trying to help end child hunger. They want every student to have healthy food. There's also Charity Water, which is another nonprofit organization founded about 15 years ago that is working in developing nations, so not in the United States. They're helping to provide people with drinking water, like those wells in Rwanda. And WaterAid is determined to make clean water and reliable toilets, because we know 1/3 of our population does not have a reliable toilet. These are the references, the statistics, where I found all of these statistics. Hopefully you understand now what global hunger is, what global thirst is as well, and take a look at those nonprofit organizations. With this knowledge, what are you going to do? Thank you.